what's going on, guys? John here checking in for the United View, the match report of the Burnley versus Manchester United game held at Turf Moor as Manchester United take a hard-fought 3 points with a 1-0 victory thanks to a Bruno Fernandez volley, screamer of a volley. Reminds me kind of this man right here. Oh, Robin Van Persie. That goal was absolutely, remember? It kind of was appropriate because in my live stream, I was saying that I couldn't tell if this was Burnley or Aston Villa, considering how similar their kits looked. And it couldn't have been more appropriate because Bruno Fernandez scored a beautiful volley that screamed of Robin Van Persie's volley back against Aston Villa way back then. Them times when Man United, when we used to enjoy them on a weekly basis. But let me not bring the vibes down. Let's keep the vibes absolutely immaculate because that game obviously started off a little bit frustratingly. I thought Manchester United were playing differently. And differently in the sense that, like, we broke the rhythm of starting greatly and then turning off. We kind of started a little bit weird. This game was cagey between two sort of B-tier teams. It wasn't a fun game to watch at all. It wasn't even all that too cagey. It kind of felt a little bit Sunday League at moments, if you will. But Burnley definitely gave Manchester United a run for their money because Manchester United in that first half looked a little bit disjointed, sloppy passing here and there. Some elements of the game that we've noticed throughout the season are weak points. But how can we continue to be blessed with this man, Johnny Evans? Johnny Evans was absolutely phenomenal in that first half. I was saying in my live stream, I was like, Johnny Evans, man of the match. I don't even care. How is this man joining Manchester United again when everybody said no way? And let's be real, I'm not putting Johnny Evans as like prime Maldini. This is going against a 20th league positioned Burnley side, with all due respect. And Manchester United shouldn't be fielding a starting 11 with Johnny Evans at center back. But it is what it is, and credits to Johnny Evans because he was phenomenal today. And that assist, let's not even talk about the assist yet. The header for that goal. When he scored that goal, I was like, I told y'all he was man of the match. Let's go. I was over the moon. And then my chat was like, no, VAR. And I was looking, I was like, no way. But yeah, VAR had to spoil the party once again. I'm like scared to celebrate now. But after that Johnny Evans disallowed goal, Burnley started sort of waking up and I was getting a little bit concerned. And then all of a sudden, Johnny Evans with a left-footed dink. Kind of reminds me of Ryan Giggs when he dinked for Park Ji-sung in the Champions League against Chelsea. Left-footed dink, Waza to Rooney. You know what I'm saying? Johnny Evans to Bruno Fernandez. Beautiful pick. What a pass. I mean, the way he picked that out was absolutely exquisite. And I was a bit concerned because as much as we know Bruno Fernandez can put in a shift in the right side of the front three, I always said that I would rather see Bruno Fernandez just continuously operating in that number 10 role because I'd rather see Bruno Fernandez playing in a position where you know he can get a lot of involvement both on and off the ball at the center of the park because he is, on his day, one of the best at orchestrating and dictating tempo in terms of going forward. And in the first half, you saw him very limited in terms of the amount of time he got on the ball. Hannibal Mejbri, though, let's not take anything away from the young fella, getting his first Premier League start this season, playing a full 90 flipping minutes in the Premier League and putting in an absolute masterclass of a shift. But going back to Bruno Fernandez, he scored that goal with absolute beauty. I couldn't be any more happy. Remember? Boom! You know what I'm saying? In the words of expressions, them way there, you know what I'm saying? That was absolutely beautiful. And Man United ended that first half with a 1-0 victory. But every Man United fan, I'm pretty certain, can agree with me when I say that we needed another goal. Because in that second half, that was exactly that. Manchester United looked like they were getting sort of pressed from Burnley. They were kicking up the tempo a little bit. Burnley made tactical substitutions. I was a little bit confused as to why Erik ten Hag waited so long for substitutions. And he almost kind of wanted to make sure that he oozed every single ounce of energy from every Man United starting 11 players, and that was exactly it. Sergio Reguilon played his heart out until he pulled up with a cramp and then got pulled off for Sofyan Amrabat. That was kind of cool to see Sofyan Amrabat getting his debut for Manchester United at left back, huh? What more Manchester United way than seeing our midfielder debut for the club at left back? And his first involvement was committing a foul in the near post. That was actually kind of a little bit dangerous and scary. But the second half, Burnley really kind of put Manchester United at the back end, were pressing really, really hard. But Manchester United stayed resilient. And the thing that I liked about in the second half was that Manchester United felt to me like they were continuously sort of growing into the game. One of the players that I thought had a poor game in that first half was Scott McTominay. I thought Man United, given my sort of lowering of the expectations, apart from that, I thought Scott McTominay had a poor game. He looked scared. He looked afraid to get on the ball. He looked like he wasn't ready to play, or his spirit and his heart had already left Manchester United. I couldn't tell what it was. I can't tell if that was on purpose or if it was inadvertent, but Scott McTominay just didn't look good in that first half, apart from some other players. But Scott McTominay in particular showed up in my eyes. But in the second half, he grew into it. You can clearly see the confidence building up, him sort of rallying his players around him, making crunch tackles. He almost had a nice little Cruyff turn inside the box, outside the box to try and keep Manchester United's possession, because we've been thumping it out and sort of clearing it out to avoid danger. And Manchester United grew into the game, and that's what you want to see. It's the opposite of what we've been seeing. We started off strongly, and the pattern was that we started off strongly and we turned down. Today, we started off weirdly, but we turned up. You want to turn up. You know what I'm saying? You want to turn up for what? You know what I'm saying? That's what you want to see from Manchester United. And I know, I'm not getting ahead of myself. This is against one of the lower table teams. Burnley are sitting 20th right now. They are Burnley. And respectfully speaking, we should be doing away with these guys. But my expectations dictate the way I speak and the way I feel. And Manchester United, I am proud of these players, because today, for the first time this season, I can truly say that they were fighting for the badge and they were fighting with everything out there on that pitch. I want to give a special mention to Hannibal Mejbri, because he was absolutely flipping flabberaciously phenomenal today. That boy, that man was on it. He is ready. And that's what you want to see from your young players. Some of these players need to look at our young players as an example. The likes of Hannibal Mejbri, Facundo Pellistri, Alejandro Garnacho, even Kobbie Mainoo. These are players that are ready to rise above it and ready to rise above the occasion and ready when called upon. And Hannibal Mejbri, today, his performance throughout the entire 90 minutes, he had a fresh spring about his step. He kept the pressure on for 90 minutes. He made sure that Manchester United were always making some sort of movement, both on and off the ball, both defensively and offensively in transition. And he was neat. He was clean throughout the entire 90 minutes. Today, my man of the match was a toss-up between Bruno Fernandez, Johnny Evans, and Hannibal Mejbri. And honestly, for me, it was hard until the very end. I'm going to give my man of the match to Hannibal Mejbri. He was absolutely phenomenal. Other players were great too. I was a little bit gutted that Rasmus couldn't get a goal. There was an opportunity towards the second half when Diogo Dalot put in a beautiful cross. Lots of pace behind the ball. Nice bend. Slapped it with a lot of pace behind it. I thought Rasmus, all he needed to do was stick his foot out, but he just was half a second late. Not mad at it though. Lots of people in my chat were concerned about Marcus Rashford. And I'm going to be completely honest with you. I am a little bit concerned too. Because Marcus Rashford, when he's on his day, he is phenomenal. But what we're seeing from Marcus Rashford this season almost feels to me like we're seeing Marcus Rashford when he was playing under Ole Gunnar Solskjaer during them downtimes when things were looking bad. And back then, Marcus Rashford couldn't play at his best because he was suffering a back injury. This time around, I don't know if it's an injury or not, but Marcus Rashford definitely looks a little bit half a step slower. Half a step tired. And I'm not sure what it is. I probably think it has to do with the fact that everybody had such an extensive, exhausting preseason. And I'm still confident that Marcus Rashford can turn his season around. And towards at the end of the game, actually, post-match, Marcus Rashford took off his shirt. He was dapping up everybody. And he just he started walking towards the tunnel. And he looked kind of sad. And Erik ten Hag walked up to him and, gave him a tap of the head on the back and gave him a few words there. And that's what you want to see from your manager. Letting Marcus Rashford know that, yes, he might not have had the best games, but he worked his socks off for the club. And he worked his socks off for that entire squad today. And the entire 11 should be proud of their performance today. I'm going to be completely honest with you. I am very, very happy with the performance. I am very happy with the win. The performances, it wasn't nowhere near perfect, don't get me wrong, but it has to start somewhere, right? And this could be that start for Manchester United to turn things around. And with the likes of Sofyan Amrabat, with the likes of Mason Mount returning, Rafael Varane also getting back into the side of things, this could be the start of something good for Manchester United. And I truly believe that this could be the case for Man United to truly kick things off. And I can't wait to see what Erik ten Hag can do to turn things around. Like I said, my man of the match is Hannibal Mejbri. But what did you guys think about the game? Get in the comments and let me know. Who was your man of the match? What were you happy about? What were you not happy about? And that's it for me for today. Thank you guys so much for tuning into the United View. Make sure you hit the like button and subscribe to the channel. And if you're interested in hearing a little bit more from a New York American like myself talking about Manchester United, consider subscribing to my channel, Good Vibes John. The link is in the description section below. That's it for me. My voice is gone. I was singing the whole stream. I'm done. I'm out of here. Take it easy. I'll see y'all next time.